Nico's friend, she's like, hey, I work at this one nightclub. If we can get you in. And I was like, oh, okay. And then we go over to the line of this really exquisite club, and we're like waiting in line. And then this one like dude, I don't know if he was drunk or on some other sort of drug. Like I was just standing there, and then he makes eye contact with me, and he's like, hey. And then he said something. I forgot what he said. And then Nico's like, stop looking at him, Numi. Stop looking at him. And I was like, but and then he just kind of stood there. Oh, he did like a jerking off thing at me. I was like, what the fuck, bro? But then after that, there was like, we just kind of like kept on minding our own business. And there was like this crowd where some dude who tried to fight some other guy got tackled by the police right next to us. And he was like yelling at everybody. And then he was just like on the floor with like 10 cops just standing there staring at him. I was like, what is going on? I was like, wow, the nightlife in London sure is crazy. I have a video of that somewhere. I was just like walking, and I was like, wow, to send to Papa Numi. I was like, look how much fun everybody's having here. It's like, it's so fun. But eventually Nico's cousin comes, and we just go. She just opens the gate and just takes us inside. And the first thing that I see when we make it inside is boobs. There was like a bunch of like these dancer girls just like dancing at the opening. And this one girl, you know, like the GTA scene where like the girls have nothing but like bandages? Like they have bandages on for like a patch or something? Like over their nipples. And I was, yeah, the pasties, bro. I was like, and then she like waved, and I was like, and then she's like, oh yeah, that's my girl. These are my girls. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And I was like, oh, so it's this kind of club. And then she's like taking us up and introducing us to everybody, and they're all like in this changing room, and I'm like, wow, what the f is going on? Why am I here? And then like it was like, God, everybody in that club, they all were like millionaires. These dudes were like, the guys in that club were on every kind of drug. I saw like one of them, like one security guard take a bunch of like pills out of this dude's bag, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? And then like I was just standing there awkwardly with my rum and coke, shaking because I've never been in a place like this before, and there was just like the dancers and the red lights, and it felt like a fucking movie. But I felt so out of place, bro. I felt so out of place. I didn't know what to do, and every time I tried to start dancing, I got shoved by everybody because it was a really small club. So I'm just dancing, trying to have a nice time, and then guess what happens, boys? Guess what happens, boys? This couple that thought they were the main characters start dancing like a couple inches next to me, right in front of my peripheral vision, just like immediately where I'm staring, just standing right in front of me. And then they just start making out. And then after this, I was like, I gotta get out of here. I was like, I fucking hate everybody. I hate it here so bad. Even in London, I can't even in London, I can't. It really seemed like a nightclub for people. Like, it's like if you were the kind of person that enjoyed, I don't know, like LSD or something. I don't know. I don't condone that for myself but I mean, like, it felt like if that's the kind of thing you're gonna do, you would have a great time there. Unfortunately, that's not me. I was just awkwardly shaking in my boots. And then we get on this bike and tell the guy to bike us home, you know, and he's like, oh yeah, it costs like 15 pounds. And I was like, please take us out of here, sir. And we're just sitting here, and that was one of the most fun things ever, was just having the breeze blowing in our face. And then like this guy in this other bike looks at me and Nico, and then he like makes the grabbing titties motion at Nico, and he's like, you have fat tits. I'm like, wow, London sure is something. And she was like, F off. Or whatever. I don't know what she said. It was